The Gold Cup is, well, what is the Gold Cup for you, other than, well, sadly elusive at the moment, but the race you would want to win now if you could?
Tom, if I'm honest, any race is a race I want to win. But yeah, you always want to try and win some of the more prestigious races. So, you know, I've won the World Hurdle, I've won the Lexus, and I've won the Irish Gold Cup now, and I've won the Thyestes Chase 3 times. So you always love to be in those races, and you love to win it. If I win the Gold Cup, so be it. If I don't win it, so be it. It's just great to actually have somebody in there with a live chance.
You won the Thyestes, you mentioned, with a horse that very nearly went on to win the Gold Cup.
On his own, yeah. He got very close, didn't he? So that was a great day. And the story about...
You said it was a great day, but I mean, it could have been a great day because he went so close. It was enough to have a horse placed in a Gold Cup.
It was a day that Briar Hill fell at this, on the Albert Bartlett, so it was turned out to be a poor day. But you know something, my honest opinion on that was that he was in the Gold Cup when we first entered, and we paid the entry fees, and then we took him out. Willie said, I don't think he's a Gold Cup horse. We took him out. He goes on and wins the Thyestes, and Ruby gets off and says, this horse is a Gold Cup horse. He's good enough. So Willie said, right, I'm taking that prize money, Graham, and I'm going to supplement him for the Gold Cup. I think it's about £26,000. And my only thought on the day was, don't embarrass me. Come at least 5th or 4th and let me get my money back and show that I wasn't an idiot to waste £26,000. Yeah. So when he came second, I was over the moon because it was a lot more than 26,000.
And I remember afterwards, it was they were walking back, Lord Windermere coming back, and then the talk of an appeal, possibly.
Yeah.
What was your take on it?
I thought we were beaten, because you know when they shout out the winner, I thought that's it, we're beaten. Willie said, Graham, just stand back a little bit because I said there might be an appeal here, and there was an appeal. But you know, I don't think that's the way to win a Gold Cup. I think you win a Gold Cup by being the best horse, first past the post. The horse parades down front of all the crowds, you go to the parade ring, everyone cheers, and you get your trophy. I would never want to appeal against that. It
wouldn't have sat right with you if you were suddenly named the winner having not finished first past the post?
No, that's not the way to win a Gold Cup. And bear in mind, I was so happy that came second. And that I'd got my money back from the supplement, the horse. So to me, it was a great race. I enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting him to come first. I wasn't expecting him to come second either. But as I say, it's not the way you want to win a Gold Cup. So that's why we didn't appeal.
I think at one stage it was the thought that if you were going to have in recent times, a Gold Cup horse, it could have been York Hill, who won 2 subsequent Cheltenham Festivals.
Yeah.
And then, for whatever reason, never quite developed into that type of horse.
He hasn't run this season. He hasn't run the season at all. You're right. He won the Ballymore, beating Yanworth very easily. He then goes and wins the JLT. He looked like he was going to be either a Champion Hurdle horse, or a Gold Cup horse, or a Ryanair horse, or a Champion Chase horse, or a Stayers Hurdle horse. I'm thinking, what have I got here? I've got a horse that could do any of those. And he's done nothing. He came out of his novice season and disappointed. And poor Willie couldn't work it out. He put him in a 3-mile chase, didn't come anywhere. Put him in a 2-mile chase, didn't come anywhere. Put him in a 2-mile hurdle, came nowhere. Put him in a 3-mile hurdle, came nowhere. And he's had a few issues over the summer, last summer. So the vets have been at him quite a bit. He's back in training now. He's in full training. I'm hoping he comes out before the end of the season. Maybe he's at Aintree or Punchestown, and see if he was the horse everyone promised to be. But maybe Cheltenham just took it out of him, and the horse didn't like hard races anymore.
The type of owner you are, though, is you're not. It seems somebody that lies awake at night thinking, what are we doing with Yanworth? What's the problem with Yanworth? You're very much to say, look, this is horse racing.
Yeah.
If he can live up to his potential again, great. I'll leave it up to Willie.
Yeah, that's what I do. And I'm not the expert. I don't see the horse every day, and I'm not there with the vets turn up, and I don't know what he feels like on the gallops. And so I'll just leave it to Willie, and what will be will be. And I'm hoping York Hill does come back. I'm hoping he does end up winning another race, and hopefully he will. But if not, I've had a fantastic time with him because I've won 2 Cheltenham races with him, so I can't complain really.
Most owners would have taken that, fair to say.
Yeah.
Now this year, you may well have 2 runners in the Gold Cup.
Yeah, I have got 2 runners in the Gold Cup. Bells Hill and Invitation Only. I think they've got live chances. You know, you look at the betting and the bookies say they're going to come down the field. You never know, but I think Bells Hill deserves to go there because he won the Irish Gold Cup. Prior to that, he's won the Punchestown Gold Cup. So definitely got a good chance. And Invitation Only is a stayer. Impressed in Thyestes, so he deserves his chance as well.
And it's not lost on you, I'm sure, that you're looking to repeat that trick with On His Own, who went so close after winning the Thyestes. There's something about that race which seems to be a good omen for a Gold Cup.
Yeah, I think so, and you know, it proves he's a stayer. He won it, you know, relatively well. So I think he's a good chance. I think both my horses are great each way chances. Whether they win or not, I don't know, but I'll find out on the day. But the fact that they've both come off winning streaks, both off good races, prestigious races, says that they've got to have a chance.
And you're running two horses in the same race, the biggest race of all at the Cheltenham Festival, and something you've never been reluctant to do, running two horses against each other. On His Own, I think Boston Bob did it quite a few times together.
It was, yeah.
It's not something you'll shy away from. Two horses in the same race, that's fine.
I'll rely on Willie saying that that's the best race for them.
Okay.
Now, you know, they're both also in the Ryanair. So you could say, well, put one in the Ryanair and put one in the Gold Cup and have two bites of those cherries. But when I was speaking to Willie, he said, Graham said, they're both stayers. He said, the Ryanair's going to be too fast for them. So I have no choice, you know. And I'd rather they ran in the race than they stayed in the stable box at home. So that's why they're both in.
But it's not something you're going to go into Cheltenham thinking this is the be all and end all. You're not ticking off, you know, races saying I've got to win that. I've got to win that.
No.
It's just another race.
It's just another race, yeah. And sometimes when you actually say I want to win a certain race, you sort of jinxed it a little bit. Like I would love to win the Northumberland Plate. That's the race everyone in Newcastle wants to win. I've had 7 runners. I've even had a runner who was 50 yards ahead with 2 furlongs to go, and I've come no better than third last.
And did you think you'd won?
Yes.
And it wasn't to be.
And they all came past him in the last 100 yards.
Where are you with the Northumberland Plate now as a predominantly jumps owner? Are you still looking for the... I don't know, you say you don't want to jinx it. Are you still there thinking, I'll find one day?
No, I've given up on that one.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, if it happens, it's only because Willie says this horse, we can keep him in training through the summer and he's a stayer, so we'll whack him in that race and see how it goes. But I'm not sure that that's my race.
Willie Mullins as a trainer,
yeah,
and what he's achieved, I mean, particularly in recent years, how he's changed the face of Irish racing to an extent, and in particular his targeting the Cheltenham Festival, which seems to have worked so well with you. How has your experience of owning horses with Willie Mullins been?
Well, it's been brilliant because he's got me so many Grade 1 winners. And it's not just the festival, it's also through the year. So, you know, he starts off roughly about end October, early November. So we've had winners that early in the season. Christmas is always a great event, Leopardstown. There's such a lot of good racing on Sundays in Ireland that I enjoy. But how can you complain when you've had so many Grade 1 winners from one trainer? It's been a great experience. And
how has your experience of Irish racing been different? The campaigning perhaps over there, not just the distance from home where you are now, but being an owner predominantly in Irish racing, how much of a different experience is that? Well,
it's very different because I watch most of it on television nowadays rather than at the track. I enjoy going to Ireland because I think they are so into their horses that, you know, when you walk into any of the hospitality suites or the owners and trainers bars, you've got loads of people come and chat to you about your horse, and they're so enthusiastic, and they're always very, very hospitable to you. But the good thing is that I seem to have been lucky to find horses that run in the big Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3 races, and that's always a great experience.
You refer to yourself as lucky quite a lot, I think. You see yourself a lucky owner, but yeah. It can't just be that. There's got to be some method to the process, if you see.
A lot of his experience. I was lucky at the beginning. Clearly, if you see a good horse at a point or in a bumper and you're paying good money for it, you've sort of reduced the risk of having a poor horse. It still might be a poor horse, but you reduce the risk because there's more chance of them winning. So because I'm able to buy a decent horse at a decent price, then I suppose I've reduced that risk, and therefore I do consider myself quite lucky in that respect. But I've got friends who've paid good money for good horses, and they haven't been lucky. And sometimes you're a lucky owner, sometimes you're not.
Best chance of a 2019 festival winner for Graham Wylie?
Ballyward in the novice.
4 miler through and through.
That's
Well, he's the only race he's in. Interesting as well, given Willie, that he'll quite often spread it about a bit and say, well, particularly with his novices, this horse, 4 miler.
You picked it up quite quick, didn't you? Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I actually thought he was in the RSA. Because I was saying to somebody the other day, I said, I'm not sure whether he's going to run the RSA or the National Hunt Chase. And my friend says, it's definitely National Hunt Chase. I said, why is that? He said, he's not entered in the RSA. Went, oh, really? Because no, I'm surprised he wasn't in the Supreme, and he wasn't in the, in the Arkle, he wasn't in the JLT. I thought he'd be in all 4, and even in the handicaps. But no, he's got one entry only, and I'm pretty sure Patrick will ride him. So clearly they've got a plan for him.
And that just shows how hands-off you are as an owner, that you if he's in the 4 miler, that's you're happy with that, you trust him down to the ground.
Well, the truth is, Tom, if he's in any race at Cheltenham, you're happy, because that's what you always want to do. But yeah, I mean, again, as I go back to what I said earlier, why should I know what the horse goes for when I don't even see the horse unless I pat him on the neck at a racecourse? They've got all the expertise, and they all know what's right for the horse.
Work-life balance for you and Andrea with regards to horse racing and business? Are you happy with the balance that you've got at the moment? You're a very busy man, clearly, but Cheltenham is Cheltenham, and you'll be there all 4 days.
Again, I'm busy because I want to be busy. I retired 2003. That's when I retired from Sage, and I was lucky and successful in that business. So if I want to do nothing, I can do nothing, but I don't choose to do that. So yeah, the balance is fine. I mean, Andrea loves her dogs, by the way. She's at Crufts this week, and then Cheltenham the following week. Kids, they take a lot of your time. I try and play golf if I can. I've got some fairly big businesses that I don't run. I just invest in, and I help out where I can. So yeah, it's got a good balance. But Cheltenham week is the first week that we put in the calendar every year. Mm-hmm. That's always marked off straight away. And
you've got the Graham Wylie Foundation, which is local to here, is it?
Yeah.
Always giving something back to your community, which you've come from. You're never going to go too far away from that.
No, it's to help educate and inspire kids in North East of England. I keep it quite contained, so I know where the money's going, and I can see it helping. I've built a music therapy centre. I've built a Mercy hub for homeless kids. We've helped out with school projects and that sort of thing. So it's all gone into the local community. I can see it, I can go there, I can touch it, and I get some satisfaction from seeing how much I can help kids in the North East.
Did you always feel that responsibility to this area to give something back?
Yes, because this is where I was raised, this is where I was educated, it's where my parents lived, it's where I've spent all my life. And so, I just helped to go back to the community.
All your life, but for that week in March where it's 4 days, 4 days in Cheltenham, and you hopefully have a good success.
3 days at Aintree and 3 or 4 days at Punchestown. Yeah, we love those 3 festivals. It'd be great fun.